In the world of modern dating and relationships, the modern man often feels like a ship in a perpetual storm, tossed about by unpredictable waves. The waves have names: anxiety, frustration, jealousy, and a gnawing sense of powerlessness. He finds himself analyzing every text message, agonizing over every interaction, and placing the entirety of his emotional well-being into the hands of another person. He is obsessed with outcomes he cannot command. Will she like me? Will she text back? Is she losing interest? Will this relationship last? This obsession is the source of a deep and pervasive suffering. It makes men needy, reactive, and ultimately less attractive. It is a prison of the mind. But what if I told you there was a key to this prison? A single profound principle so powerful that mastering it can extinguish anxiety, build unshakable confidence, and grant you a level of freedom you never thought possible. This isn't a modern dating tactic or a psychological trick. It is the very cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, a timeless law of nature articulated over 2,000 years ago by the great sage Epictetus. It is called the dichotomy of control. Understanding this principle on a deep cellular level is the difference between being a boy who is a slave to his circumstances and a man who is the master of his own soul. Today, we are not just going to define this concept. We are going to dissect it, explore its profound implications, and lay out a practical blueprint for how to apply it to every single stage of your relationships, from the first glance to a long-term commitment. This is not a lesson. It is an initiation into a new way of being. This is the path to becoming the calm, centered, and powerful man you were meant to be. To begin, we must grasp the simple yet radical elegance of the principle itself. Epictetus, a man who endured the horrors of slavery, began his famous Enchiridion, or handbook, with this monumental idea. Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. Let this sink in. He is drawing a line in the sand of reality. On one side of the line is a very small but all-important territory, your inner world, your thoughts, your judgments, your character, your choices, the effort you put forth. This is your kingdom. You have absolute, undisputed sovereignty here. On the other side of the line is everything else, the entire universe. This includes the big things like the economy and the weather, and the things most relevant to our discussion: a woman's feelings about you, her moods, her past, her decisions, whether she finds you attractive, whether she chooses to be with you, the opinions of your friends, your reputation, all of it. According to the Stoics, you have zero direct control over anything on that side of the line. The untrained man spends 99% of his mental and emotional energy trying to control, manipulate, and worry about the things on the far side of that line. He is a king who has abandoned his own fortress to run around in foreign lands, trying to command armies that will never obey him. The result is constant failure, frustration, and exhaustion. The Stoic man makes a radical decision. He decides to focus 100% of his energy and emotions on the only territory he truly commands: his own mind and his own actions. He lets go of the exhausting war with reality and turns his attention to perfecting his own kingdom. This is the source of all his power and all his peace. Now, let's apply this master key to the locked doors of modern relationships. We will walk through the journey step by step, Let's start at the very beginning, the stage of attraction and rejection. You see a woman you're attracted to. The mind of the average man is immediately flooded with outcomes that are outside of his control. What if she rejects me? What if I say something stupid? What will other people think? His fear of these external outcomes often leads to the most common result: inaction. He does nothing, and the opportunity is lost. He has been defeated by things that haven't even happened. Even if he does act, he does so with a mind fixed on the external. He approaches her with the goal of getting her number or making her like him. His success or failure is entirely dependent on her reaction. If she is receptive, he feels a temporary high. If she is dismissive, his ego is crushed. He is a puppet, and her validation is the string. Now, consider the Stoic man. He understands the dichotomy of control. He knows that her feelings, her attraction level, and her ultimate decision are all completely outside of his power. So what is within his power? His choice to act with courage, the words he chooses to say, his intention to be authentic and respectful, his ability to handle the outcome with grace. His goal is not to get a result from her. His goal is to act in accordance with his own virtues. He approaches her not to take something, validation, a number, but to give something, an honest expression of interest. He sees the interaction as a test of his own character, not a measure of his worth. He walks over and says what he wants to say, calmly and respectfully. Now the outcome arrives. Let's say she rejects him. The reactive man feels shame. The Stoic man feels nothing of the sort. He simply accepts the outcome as new information. This person is not interested in me. This is an external fact. He does not make it mean that he is worthless or unattractive. He simply wishes her a good day and walks away, his inner citadel completely undisturbed. He succeeded in his actual goal. He acted with courage. He was a man of action. The outcome was merely a preferred indifferent that did not come to pass. This is freedom. Now, let's move to the next stage, the uncertainty of early dating. This is where anxiety truly thrives. You've been on a few dates. You like her. Now the storm of what-ifs returns with a vengeance. Why did she take so long to text back? What did she mean by that comment? Is she seeing other guys? Does she like me as much as I like her? The man who does not understand the dichotomy of control is tormented during this phase. He is constantly looking for signs, for reassurance. He might start playing games, trying to manipulate her interest by waiting to text back or pretending to be busier than he is. Or more commonly, he becomes needy. He texts too much, seeks constant validation, and tries to lock down a commitment prematurely. He is trying to force an outcome, to nail down a future that is fundamentally uncontrollable. His anxiety is palpable, and this need for control is deeply unattractive. It suffocates the natural, organic growth of connection. The Stoic man navigates this phase with a calm and centered presence. He applies the dichotomy with surgical precision. What he cannot control, her level of interest, her communication patterns, whether she is dating others, the ultimate future of this budding connection. He wastes zero mental energy worrying about these things. What he can control is the quality of his own presence when he is with her, the effort he puts into planning thoughtful dates, the honesty and directness of his own communication, his commitment to his own mission and purpose outside of her. He does not wait for the phone for her text. He is busy building his empire, training his body, and cultivating his mind. When he is with her, he is fully present, offering her his undivided attention and authentic self. He leads the interaction with confidence, not because he is trying to impress her, but because he is a man with a plan. He expresses his interest clearly and without games,
but he is not attached to her reciprocation. He operates from a frame of abundance. He is a whole, complete man on his own journey. He invites her to join him on that journey, but his happiness and purpose are not dependent on her decision. This outcome independence is the very thing that makes him magnetic. She feels no pressure from him, but only the calm strength of a man who is the master of his own reality. She feels free to develop genuine feelings, rather than feeling forced into a role by his anxiety. Let us advance to the stage of an established, committed relationship. Many believe that once you are in a relationship, the anxiety should disappear, but it often just changes form. Now the triggers are conflicts, disagreements, and perceived threats to the connection. Imagine you and your partner have a serious disagreement.